상상할 수 있습니까? In Korean, it means, can you imagine? Can you imagine you go forward in time, and the year's 2020, and you are almost finished with the Executive Advantage program. And the last test you have to pass is to give this speech at the Women in Leadership Symposium. Can you imagine how you feel when you know you're not a public speaker? And this is the first time on a big stage giving a big speech. Can you imagine when you know when you search your name on the internet, you don't get big hits? You haven't run for public office, you're not on TV, you haven't wrote a book, you don't fly planes. I am the nameless. I am the invisible in the shadows of the VIP superstars. In this moment, I'm you, and you're me. My mind is screaming, fake it till you make it. Yeah, you can do it. So naturally, I start with the yoga breathing to ground myself. Namaste. The light in me is the light in you. And in this, we're whole in one. Once upon a time, I applied for the VIP Executive Advantage program. I tried to look for that VIP mentor to help my career, but I was unsuccessful. So in desperation, I applied for this program. I wanted to be in that VIP leadership circle. I wanted a seat at that VIP leadership table. So in desperation, I bought myself a seat at that table, using my own money. Money earned with my own blood, sweat, and tears. At first, I had to plead to get accepted to the committee. And this was my plea once upon a time. I'll read you what I wrote to them. My intention in applying for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity is to overcome my greatest fear. My greatest fear is that time is not right yet. I have not yet accumulated adequate work experience. I have not yet become a subject matter expert. I have not yet become an established executive leader. These big fears are all true to me, yet I believe in practicing what I preach. I believe what I preach in my little gym class, that fear is scared of courage. I believe in what I preach in my little corporate team, that the customers we protect, the customers matter, not just money. I want to become a leader who believes in myself as much as I believe in those courageous leaders on TEDx. I aspire to reach my full potential as a leader, be my unique self. I wish to build my own presence, what they call charisma, magic, that star-like gravitas. I believe this VIP program can help me take the biggest faith of my faith in myself. Thank you very much. And then to my surprise, the VIP committee accepted me. And I'll share with you, this was my real response at home. Oh, nuts! Oh, nuts, now what? Yes, I threw my hat in the ring, oh, nuts. What if I can't remember my name on stage? What was it? HEEJUNG, 빛날 희 바를 정, HEEJUNG is my first name. It means to shine righteously, to light up right. I'm half North Korean and half South Korean. In 1950, my grandfather escaped to the South first. Then my grandmother had to escape. She knew what risk she had to take to get to a safe place. She had to run across the closed border in the middle of the night. But she was not risking her one life. She was risking 2 lives. Because my grandmother was carrying my 3-month-old mother on her back. If my grandmother gave in to her fears that night and not run in the dark across the closed border, I would not be here standing in front of you today with this message. No other family members escaped. There was not enough gold in the family to bribe border security. My grandmother, Songja, Hwaja, Gyeongja, her DNA lives inside of me. I have fearless DNA. I can also run really fast in the dark. I'm a fitness instructor. I can climb trees fast too. Cecilia is my English name given to me by my mother, Veronica, after the saint of music. My mother, Veronica, was one of the few university-educated women in Korea and in her era. One of the few women who actually worked after having kids. Oh my God. And one of the few women who worked in a hospital as a professional pharmacist. LIM, Super LIM is my surname. LIM means forest. My family motto is see the forest as well as the trees. My father, Professor Lim, taught at the academy, the Korean Military Academy, the University of Army Leaders. My father was a hwarang, and he bought me this jacket for my high school graduation. I packed this jacket in a bag right after high school. And carrying those bags, I arrived alone to Australia to start my journey as an overseas student. I had no family, I had no friends, no perfect English. No worries, mate. Have a go. She'll be right, mate. She'll make it right. And then halfway through my architecture degree at the University of Melbourne, I transferred to commerce. And then I was a tax supervisor at a Big Four. And then I qualified as a chartered accountant. And then I worked in an investment bank. And then I worked my way up in one company to a head of position. And then my team delivered on time, saved trees by automation. And then while working full-time, worked part-time as a fitness instructor. And then, no and then. When you hear a lie often enough, it becomes a truth. And when you tell a truth often enough that you have full capabilities to be a leader, it becomes a lie. Once upon a time, I pleaded for an opportunity to be in that VIP leadership circle, running as fast as humanly possible to accumulate skills, and it was not working. That VIP circle never opened up for me, for someone like me. All my life, I bounced back by crawling, walking, running. Crawling, walking, running. But for the first time in my life last year, my body gave up. My body was burnt out from running from fear of failure. And my mind was dead from drinking so much sugar, coffee, and wine. So much sugar, coffee, and wine. Can any of you relate? I blame my weak female girl child that lives inside me for the lack of my success. I wanted to kill that weak female girl child, body language of submission. And I hated my weak female girl child's soft voice and the way it went up for approval. And I hated my weak female girl child not speaking up when working late and working weekends to prevent inevitable critical failure for the lack of resources allocated to the team. Can any of you relate? I hated her. She had to die. Military style. I had to kill my female ego to survive in corporate. So I did. One night, I took out my self-portrait and I painted over her. My creation, all her intrinsic colors, no longer exist in this world. This is just a copy, a digital copy. She doesn't exist. Rest in peace, my weak female girl child. And then for the first time in my life last year, I gave up and became useless, unemployed. I sat and stared like a zombie. One morning the sun came up, as it does. I opened my eyes, unmotivated. And then I saw something strange. Something caught my eye. It was a glowing face. So I stared at that dreamy glow. In that morning sunlight was hitting my painting. In that moment, I finally opened my eyes. That all my life, I've been running for my life in the dark, just like my grandmother. When all around me and inside me there was light. Inside me was my grandmother's DNA of courage. Inside me was my mother's professionalism. Inside me was my father's wisdom, like how he knew that this room would be red more than a quarter of a century ago. Such foresight. Military Academy rocks. So from that moment, I finally found out what was the deal breaker or deal maker. Confidence. In that moment, I realized self-belief was a game changer. And from that moment, everything flowed. New opportunities presented itself to me. I'm here now with you. I'm networking with the best of the best, each individual one of you. I'm so auspicious, not lucky, auspicious. Now going back to the VIP program, my mentor Susie coached me during this process of evolution. Poor Susie had to watch me evolve like a phoenix, die and rise. Susie was my mirror so I could reflect back up my progress. But I was the one choosing to stand still, looking right into that mirror and seeing myself for who I am. Who stared back was not a middle-aged woman, scared of losing what she hoarded through blood, sweat, and tears. Who stared back was my teenager self, HEEJUNG. HEEJUNG, 19 years old, carrying 2 bags of clothes, swinging the bag, fearlessly excited about the future, first-generation immigrant. Who also stared back with eyes on fire was St. Cecilia, the right kind of light, who stands up for the customers, who will not tolerate unethical, illegal doers. In that mirror was a map of my persona, my soul. So tonight, when you look into your soul, ask yourself this question. Why do you want to be in that leadership circle? What's in it for you? No, really, what's in it for you? For me, that question was hurtful. When I asked, what's in it for us? Then I see the truth. All of us, are already in that leadership circle. Check your ticket price, people. We're already in the VIP circle because I'm a woman, and a woman is an includer for me. It's about the word and. That is why it is me, women and leadership, not women in leadership. It's not an exclusive club. It is our home club. Come on home. I'll have a cup of tea for you. I invite you all to come back home because I am you and you're me. So my story ends here. I'm giving my graduation speech for the Executive Advantage Program 2019, Class of 1 for Sydney. My name is HEEJUNG CECILIA LIM. Through this program, I see who I am. I am a leader. And I believe in this truth. And I invite you to open your eyes and see. that the leadership light in me is the leadership light in you. And in this, we're whole in one. Namaste.
It's been an incredible journey. Your certificate that you earned. I read a definition of authenticity this morning by Harrison Owen. I was wondering, why is this so meaningful today? And I realised as I was listening to you that the first time I met you, and we had actually our first coaching session, I think it was in this hotel last year, and it was amazing authenticity I saw. But what was it? And his definition is, authenticity is when you know what you're passionate about. You care so much about it that you actually take responsibility to do something. And it has been amazing to watch the journey. I can't take credit for any of this, but holding a mirror up so that he could actually see the steps moving forward has been amazing. And the dedication and the work that you have done. Share with us the next step for you.
I've been offered a CRO, Chief Risk Officer role at an innovative company that is a game changer in the industry. Stay tuned on LinkedIn.
Thank you so much for sharing, you for absolutely standing with us and enabling us to be part of this journey. And we need to watch this space because we are going to be part of it. So please join me in congratulating HEEJUNG CECILIA.